What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. In this one, I'm going to give you an update to the Majora's Mask PC port. Let's get into this. Alright, so Ship of Arcinian, which is the Discord group that also have OOT PC port, have now finally released MMPC port and their version of it, which includes like mod support, full 60 FPS plus, so much stuff. And because it's done by them as well, I guarantee at some point there'll be rando, which is fantastic. So before we go any further, I would really recommend joining their Discord. I will link it down below beneath all my links. Go check me out on my links. But their Discord server has everything you'll need in it, like download support, modding. You can download mods from here. Like, it's really freaking cool. So I'll link that down below, but I'm also going to link some of this stuff manually myself. In order to do this, you'll need a PC capable of running the PC port, along with, by the way, a PC using Windows, Mac, or Linux. All of them are supported, and as far as I know, Steam Deck is also supported. You'll also need a copy of the USA version of Majora's Mask, version 1.0. 1.1 and 1.2 will not work for this, you need 1.0. Don't bother asking me to link the game. This is a dump that I have legally acquired. You know, Google exists, just saying. Anywho, so, also you should totally follow this folder here. But this is where I'm going to be putting the download for it. So again, the download for this will be linked down below. Also, I'm watching ZFG. It's like, big up ZFG. He's a decent Zelda speedrunning streamer. Anywho, so once you get onto the page, this is version 1.0 of their version of it. I will point out now, there is some issues with their version. I'll go into that when we open it up. But I'm using Windows, so I want the Windows download, and that's going to start downloading, which is perfect. So once you've got it downloaded, you want to go ahead and extract the file folder, which is all of this stuff. Get that and drag it into there. So it'll take a hot minute to transfer over, depending on the speed of your drive, but I'm using an M.2 SSD, and it's still going to take a minute because of all the XML files. Like, XML files are notorious for being quite slow to transfer, so because of that, it'll take a hot minute. But whilst we're waiting for that, we're going to go ahead, and I already have some mods that I've been testing on my own personal version of it, and they're all really cool. So I've got 3 mods. One's a graphical overhaul, which does help. It's not fully complete yet, so there are some things that still need to be sorted with it. Another one is, like, HUD, icons, text. I've got mods here that change it to 3DS versions. All of these are going to be in the Discord, but I will also link each mod individually as well, that I've used. And we've got Derpy Moon, which I thought I'd add because why not? I thought it was really interesting and funny. But once you've got this installed, all you want to do is put your copy of Majora's Mask in the folder, which again will take a moment. Why is it compressing the folder? I don't want it to compress the folder. What is it doing? I want to drag. Oh, that's because, oops, it's because I'm adding to that. That's a big fat file. That's a big fat pile of whoops. We'll just go ahead and drag that in. Perfect. So now that that's been dragged in the folder, you want to go ahead and double click on the exe. Yeah, hit run anyway. So it's going to say no OTR files found, generate one now. Click yes. And then ROM detected, Majora's Mask. It appears to be US 1.0, use this ROM. Click yes. And there you go. That's basically the base part of it sorted. Now, it's going to do this quickly as well. So this is basically going to extract a lot of the assets from the original ROM file, which are then going to allow it to basically run in PC port. This will also take a hot minute as well, purely because of how many assets it has to extract. But once it gets past this main section here, it usually takes about 2 minutes, so it's not too bad. But whilst waiting for that, we're going to go to the mods folder. So custom mod files, go here.txt. You can delete that. You do not need to put that in there, but mod files for this are going to be in a certain format. So if you look, they're all under the same file system, which is OTRs. So OTRs are the kind of mod files that you're going to be using for this. So we're going to go ahead and just drag all of these into the mods folder, and boom, now all those mods are just automatically going to work as we go into the game, which you'll see, because it's going to have like 3DS fonts and UI and everything. So it's going to run through this part, which now is on the final section, which is great. That's going to quickly do its thing. Come on. But whilst we're waiting for that, we can go back to this folder and now wait until that finishes its business. And just so you're aware as well, so this supports a whole variety of controllers like X input, which is stuff like Xbox work out the gate. PS5 controllers also work out of the box. You literally just use it, you plug in, and there you go. Which is one thing I've always loved about Ship of Arcinian for OOT PC port, and they've kept it for MM as well. Like, you're able to just plug in pretty much any controller you want. I know that Switch controllers work as well, so if you want to use a Switch controller, feel free to. There we go, that finished, that's perfect. Now it's going to boot immediately into DirectX 11, and as we go in, you'll notice that my mods are working. I need to turn that down because that's a bit loud. There we are, perfect. I'm going to turn that down to 30%. Beautiful. Right, so just like with OOT PC port, if you press F1, that's going to allow you to access this menu, which adds in cheats, which I guess if you want to cheat, I guess. But also developer options, which is great. But enhancements and settings, if we go to graphics, I'm going to turn FPS up to 60. Now, for now, I wouldn't recommend going higher than 60. The reason I wouldn't recommend going higher, like, for example, my main display is 75 Hz. I could go to 75 FPS if I wanted to. I'm not going to, because there is a bug at the minute with anything higher than 60 FPS can cause a massive slowdowns and lag. So for now, at least until they fix it, I'd recommend staying at 60 FPS and then setting jitter fix to 60 FPS as well, make it match. That's going to basically help with any kind of lagginess or jittering or anything. I'd also recommend enabling virtual sync as well, purely because it can help with smoothness and make things look a bit nicer. When it comes to enhancements, there's a lot of stuff here you can do too. For example, you can like set cutscenes, so you can hide title cards, skip entrance cutscenes, skip to file select, skip intro sequence, which I'm going to do, skip story cutscenes, which you can do, saving time, cycle persistent AL saves, which is nice, which I'm going to add because that's really useful, pause menu save, which is also going to be helpful, auto save, which is nice, do not reset bottle contents, all that kind of stuff. Do not reset consumables, which you can do, which is awesome. Do not reset rupees. Like, there's a ton of stuff here. Fast text, which is great. D-pad equips, which is awesome. Graphics, you can set all this stuff as well. So clock type, you can do it to original, text only. Motion blur, I'm going to turn that... No, I'm going to turn that off, because motion blur is terrible. Bow reticle, which is actually nice. Like, it's honestly so cool. Fast transformation, fierce deity anywhere, no blast cooldown, minigames, always win doggy race, because yes. Also, Derpy Moon should be here too, so that's Derpy Moon. You can play as Cafe if you want. Consistent damage rolls. Power Crouch Stab I'm turning on, because that's amazing. Enable Sun Song, D-pad Ocarina. Beautiful. Let's jump in. So with all that stuff enabled, I'm going to press F1 to get rid of that now too. So we're going to go ahead... Oh, I forgot this controller's a bit adrift. But as you can see, my mods are working absolutely perfectly. So now, when I go into this, it should skip. Yep, there we go. We're straight to Dawn on the first day. You don't even have to go through any of the normal stuff with the story if you don't want to. And that basically now also skips us to right here, which is awesome. So now, of course, we start as Deku Link and full 60 FPS, which feels great. The only thing I've not been able to fix so far is the UI. I've not been able to make it stretch all the way across to the sides. I don't know if it's not something that's implemented yet. I've not been able to find it. So, of course, someone who watches this might be able to find it. If you can, then let me know. But it also keeps intact a lot of the other stuff as well. Like, of course, because it's an N64 PC port, all the original glitches are still there. Like, one I'll quickly showcase will be this way. So, during the first cycle with Deku, it's possible to break out into Termina Field, for those who don't know, which allows you to just start amassing rupees in the first cycle and just banking them, which can help you when you go into normal form. I mean, same night that this is being recorded, edited, and uploaded, I'm also going to be streaming this, so... Right, I need to line up quickly. There we go. If you line up and then pull directly backwards, you can glitch past this specific guard, and it allows you to terminate the field. And when you come out this way, there's no enemies because you're not supposed to be here yet, so they've not rendered. And because you're in Deku, you can't get ammo, so literally pretty much all bushes will drop his rupees, which is great. But yeah, all the links I've talked about in this are going to be in the description below. Of course, like I said, highly recommend joining the Discord, because it will have a lot more future mods and future updates. Like, any future download links will be given there. So I'd highly recommend definitely checking it out. But yeah, that's about it from me for this video. Don't forget you can also support the channel further by becoming a channel member from as little as 99 pence per month here in the UK. And don't forget I do live stream. When I go live here on YouTube and over on Twitch and Kick at the same time. So if you want to catch my streams here on YouTube, which are in more shorts form, so it's more for mobile, then go ahead and turn on notifications and subscribe. And if you want to catch my streams on Twitch and Kick, which are in full 1080p, then those links are going to be down with everything else in the description below.